Ahead tonight, how the Inter-American Development Bank is helping to transform the judiciary.
Bahamar adds a new hotel chain to its high-profile list of resort brands.
And later, hear how BTC is truly changing telecommunications nationwide. The National Report starts now.
Now in HD. ZNS Network presents The Bahamas Tonight. This portion of the news brought to you by BTC Every Day.
It's being heralded as one of the major initiatives in the government's Project Safe Bahamas and Swift Justice programs. Good evening, everyone. I'm Keishla Adderley.
And I'm Kendino Knowles. Well, the Inter-American Development Bank has advanced some $200,000 to help government implement greater efficiencies in the judiciary in hopes of addressing the backlog of cases and reduce criminals out on bail.
It was an online IDB report made public that the urgency of securing the fund convinced the international agency of the importance of providing assistance. Today, Clint Watson spoke to the Attorney General and her deputy about what the move now means.
Will ensure that you are swiftly detected, swiftly prosecuted, and swiftly punished.
Attorney General Alison Maynard Gibson is convinced that once and for all, the aging backlog in court cases that has plagued the judiciary for years will soon be history. The Inter-American Development Bank will assist with funding. In their report published online, they spoke to the issue of murder accused on bail as a contributing factor to the crime dilemma in the Bahamas. The report shows that during the period of 2005 to 2009 only, a little more than 5% of murder cases in the Bahamas resulted in convictions. In fact, the report outlines that in 5 years, 305 accused murderers have been released on bail. That number, we're told, continued to rise after 2009. It's a vexing problem for police who often make these arrests only to see these same persons roaming the streets and involved in other criminal matters. Legal Affairs State Minister Damian Gomez says this is not only frightening but alarming.
To ensure that they're tried within 12 months. The increase in the number of criminal courts will move a long way to achieving that objective, and ultimately that is the answer to the issue of whether they get bail or not. If they're going to be tried within 12 months, they will not be released on bail.
Minister Maynard Gibson realizes that they can't fix a broken system overnight, but bold steps are being made that, in her view, have never been taken by any previous administration. And indications are that Project Safe Bahamas and Swift Justice are working.
Last week we had 5 convictions, 3 for murder, 1 for armed robbery, and 1 for rape and associated offenses in 1 week. When is the last time that happened in the Bahamas? It is very clear that it's working. With 10 courts working at the same time, I assure you that 2000, the IDB figure ended at 2009. Right now we have a better batting average than what that figure is. And by this time next year, the Bahamas will be feeling the difference.
They're also ensuring that with current cases, persons aren't charged until the file is complete. The AG says they are aware of a trend of thinking by those committing crime.
People actually believe that they calculate that their matter won't be able to get to trial in time, and therefore they will be released and they have a chance to commit another offense. As I indicated, matters will be routinely coming to trial within a year. That is our target. We want to send the clearest message that crime doesn't pay.
ZNS News has learned that an alleged emerging trend, particularly as notorious crime lords are being incarcerated, is their ability to still run their businesses and put out hits from behind bars.
I know what they're doing. The Minister of National Security has already spoken to it. I don't want in any way thwart their efforts.
The government says they're extremely pleased with the success they've been having with partnering agencies in this fight on crime. They've told us that they will be releasing the latest statistics in short order that will bear witness to the fact that Swift Justice is working. Clint Watson, ZNS Network News.
The contract for the electronic monitoring of persons granted bail by the courts expired today, giving the Ministry of National Security the opportunity to either explore its options or renew its contract with ICS Security Concepts. Arla Dawn Davis spoke with officials from both sides about the program's future.
The $2.7 million contract was a pretty significant opportunity the ICS Security Concepts company secured for at least 3 years. The leading security provider electronically monitored the location of an estimated 500 offenders out on bail for several crimes by the end of June this year. President Stephen Greenslade pointed out that although the contract expired Tuesday, his company intends to submit a bid to have the contract renewed and is confident that it will be considered as there is no competition.
One thing I'm short of, or we are short of as a team, is that we have leverage because we've been doing it for 3 years. We know the pros, the cons, the ins and the outs, the ups and downs. We know this program very well. It'll be easier for us to continue the program than for a new service provider to start the program. The hurdles that we've overcome puts us as a country 3 years ahead.
While this may be true, there are many Bahamians who reportedly believe that ICS Security Company did not live up to the expectations they had agreed on with the government. But Greenslade maintains his team fulfilled their duties, and this is evident by their efforts to assist police in cracking down on criminal activity nationwide.
The program and the system, the device and the components that supports it is a very intelligent system, and it could provide good information that could lead to a good result in an investigation, and the police has taken advantage of that.
Minister of National Security Dr. Bernard Nottage admitted to the strained relationship between the ministry and ICS over a number of reported monitoring lapses.
We've decided that we're going to issue a new request for proposal. That is almost completed, so that's likely to be distributed before the end of the month. And we're giving companies that are interested in providing the service to us the opportunity to bid on it. With respect to continuing of the service, it is our intention that we have put to ICS that they continue providing the service for the period of time it takes for us to get a response to the request for proposal.
Meantime, Greenslade says ICS Security Concepts is now in the process of drafting a 20-year plan to expand the company moving forward. LaDawn Davis, ZNS Network News.
The man found dead along a dirt road in the rear of Hollywood subdivision off Cowpen Road on Saturday has been identified, and 2 men arrested in connection with his murder. 29-year-old Vernon Robert Roll Jr. of Monastery Park was found with gunshot wounds to the head and back on Saturday night. 2 men, ages 38 and 27, were taken in for questioning overnight. Prime Minister the Right Honourable Perry Christie and his delegation are in London tonight for more talks which could benefit the Bahamas. These discussions follow the historic meeting between the Prime Minister and Pope Francis at the Vatican in Rome, Italy yesterday. Foreign Affairs Minister Fred Mitchell updated us on this latest leg of the trip.
He and his delegation, including his senior policy advisor and the Minister of Trade, are there for a series of meetings, and also to help join in the effort for the re-election of the Bahamas to the councils of the International Maritime Organization. So he'll be returning by Friday, but the Prime Minister's work in London is really about trying to get us back on the councils of the IMO and lobbying countries for that, which is what we were doing extensively in Sri Lanka. And we hope that we're successful with that, and that there are additional business opportunities which come out of his visit to London.
In about 13 months' time, December 2014 to be exact, the Bahamas will make history by opening the largest resort destination in the Caribbean. Officials of the billion-dollar Bahamar project in western New Providence boast the project is on budget and on target for full operation come 2014. Altavi's Munnings tells us tonight about the newest addition to the resort's portfolio.
As of December 1st, the Sheraton Nassau Beach Resort here in Cable Beach will be rebranded the Malia at Bahamar. It's the first hotel in the English-speaking Caribbean for the Spanish Global Hotel Group. And according to Bahamar's Senior Vice President Robert Sandy Sands, it's the first upscale all-inclusive resort under the Bahamar portfolio.
The refurbishment of the pool decks, the lobby, and the introduction of new food and beverage concepts will take place over the next 12 months, effective December 1st. During this period, the hotel will remain open for business as usual, and we will deal with the renewal program in those respective areas. We are very happy that on completion of this renewal program, we will rebrand the hotel again, and it will become Malia at Bahama.
Was it easy parting ways with Sheraton, the Sheraton brand?
It was easy to attract Malia.
The Malia Hotel Group caters to visitors in Latin and South America, Russia, and Europe. It will open in the Bahamas under You Say Flamingo, I Say Flamenco promotion. This opening promotion honors the blending of two vibrant cultures and the word for flamingo in two languages. Flamenco is the traditional dance heralding from Seville, Spain. Now, this rebranding also means more jobs at the Malia Nassau Beach Resort.
That may be an element by the introduction of new and additional food and beverage concepts will obviously require additional individuals to be working at that property.
Bahama officials boast that this latest addition complements their high-profile branding, including the Grand Hyatt, Rosewood, and Mondrian. It also bodes well for the official opening of the Bahamas' newest luxury lifestyle destination.
Continue to make progress both on the superstructure, on our golf course, and different amenities, and you're going to begin to see some of the work we do on the grounds surrounding the hotel structure campus fairly soon. We're transitioning from construction or development now to operations. We have all of our key leadership teams in place and continue to have the key leadership persons coming in.
Mr. Sands also confirmed that the multi-billion-dollar Bahama project here in Cable Beach is on budget and on schedule to open December 2014. Altaviz Munnings, ZNS Network News.
Well, fire ripped through the Storeway Limited Storage Facility on Blake Road Tuesday, causing an undetermined amount of damage. ZNS learned that 16 of 20 units in the L block were destroyed, while 4 units sustained extensive water and smoke damage. When we arrived at the facility, employees were tight-lipped on any details, stating that management was presently in a meeting and they could not divulge any information. Employees, however, confirmed that customers whose units had been affected by the fire were immediately notified. One upset unit owner who was on site to inspect the damage said he lost up to $250,000 in personal items, some of which could not be replaced. Police Fire Chief Superintendent Walter Evans confirmed what happened.
Our strategy last evening was to keep the fire confined just to the L block area and prevent it from spreading to all of the adjacent buildings. As you can appreciate, that facility is a large facility, and it has a water trench around the perimeter of the facility, which worked very well and assisted the fire services in its suppression efforts last evening. And as we've said, the cause of the fire has not been determined, and an intensive investigation has been launched.
In our first look at weather, the tropical cyclone season is fastly winding down, 11 days to be exact, but outside of our studios, we have a few clouds, temperatures 77 degrees, your relative humidity 65%, winds out of north-northeast at 3 knots, your barometric pressure 1,011.3 millibars, that's 29.89 inches, and it is steady. But stay tuned, temperatures around the Family Islands, travel and boating forecast is still to come.
Well, still to come tonight, Bacardi reopens in the heart of the city.
And high school students debate on Parkinson's disease. You're watching The Bahamas Tonight.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Shell Helix Ultra. Performance you can see.